Mike Gianaris is with us, the Deputy Majority Leader for the State Senate, also representing New York City in the 12th District, which includes several Queens neighborhoods. Senator, good morning. Busy day ahead in Albany.
Good morning. It is our first legislative day, so we're looking forward to getting some work done.
We were commenting earlier this morning, the State of the State address last year was in a room full of hundreds of people, such a different time, and really the pandemic will touch on almost every aspect of this speech, particularly because of the financial hole that New York City and New York State are in.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's the big question looming over this entire session is how do we fill the multi-billion-dollar gap that we're facing. We're hoping that Washington comes through. The results in Georgia last week give us some hope that they'll loosen up a little bit in terms of providing state and local aid that we need. But even if we get some needed help from Washington, it's not going to be enough to deal with the crisis we're facing. Ultimately, we're going to have to raise revenues. The best way to do it is on the wealthiest New Yorkers, who have, by the way, done incredibly well over the last year. The richest among us have gotten even richer during the pandemic. And so I think it's fair to help us, for them to help us dig out of this hole that we're in right now.
So part of this is the governor setting out what he thinks the agenda for the state should be, but simultaneously, the legislature has to decide what its focus is on. Or do you think you're in alignment as Democrats?
Well, we'll see. We're certainly more in alignment than when the Republicans were in charge of the state Senate. So we've done some great things over the last couple of years. We always begin our sessions on the very first day with making improvements to our democratic process. The reason we have early voting that everyone was taking advantage of last year, the reason we had the ease of absentee voting that we had was because when we took the majority, we made those issues a priority. We've also enacted automatic voter registration. And today we're going to start by passing bills to fix the absentee counting process. I don't know how many of your viewers are aware, but there's still a congressional race in upstate New York that is unresolved. We're in the middle of January now, and they are still counting ballots.
The governor said again that recreational marijuana is something that ought to be legalized in New York. The details of that is where it got bogged down last time in terms of actually getting a law on the books. Is there more consensus on that this time?
I think so, and I hope so. We need to get it done. This is not a time to haggle over smaller points. We need the revenue. Now, the revenue, if we legalize marijuana, is not going to show up overnight. We have to set up an industry, get it regulated, and have it start operating. But the fiscal needs that we have are not going away tomorrow. And even on the merits, it's something that we should have done a long time ago. So I'm hopeful we'll be able to come to terms. Everyone agrees we want to do it, and so we should be able to hash out the details before the session's out, I would hope.
The governor's also thrown sports betting out there as something that will become more widespread in New York. Is that something that you're supportive of?
Yeah, it is. I mean, look, we're looking over or under every rock, I should say, to find some resources that we need to avoid cuts to our school system, to our healthcare system, and not just to avoid cuts, but to provide help for people, provide rental assistance, provide the kind of aid that small businesses need. That all costs money, and right now we're at a lack of funding, so we have to find every opportunity to pull revenue in to allow the state to continue to provide the services people become accustomed to.
But it's easy to oversimplify these things, whether it's legalization of marijuana or sports gambling, as something that doesn't have a cost on the other side. You believe the revenue that is brought by sports betting outweighs any concerns of a problem gambling?
Look, it's obviously a concern, but the horse has left the barn on this issue. All of the states around us are doing it. There are people in New York who literally drive across the border to New Jersey to cast their bets and then come back. So the revenue is being obtained by all the surrounding states. And so if we don't do it, all we're doing is allowing New Yorkers' revenue to be contributing to the public till of the states around us.
Senator, appreciate you joining us this morning as we all look ahead to what's on the governor's agenda. Again, 11:30 this morning, we'll bring you the State of the State speech live on New York 1. Senator Gianaris, thank you.